Welcome back to Trick Questions here at Bob's Magic Emporium, the show where we talk about your favorite magic tricks. Before we get to the show today, Alton brought this to my attention that the last video did not have any sound in it. So if you saw the last video of Trick Questions, the one that was posted last night, well, you didn't have any audio. So we're going to refilm this today, and I didn't feel like setting up my camera over here and doing the side angles, so we're just going to do it right from here. Alright, so we're taking a look at confusing crayons today. This is the trick where you have two crayons, a red and a yellow one. You place the red one in a tube. The yellow one goes in a tube as well. The spectator and you turn your crown over. They lift theirs up. Theirs is pointing nose down, the crown, and then your crown is pointing nose up all the time, no matter how you turn it over. Alright, BX Shep TV or Brendan Shepard says, I have the root beer bottle ones, but I really want this one. Where did you get it? And is this good for stage/kids shows? Yes, this is great for kids shows. That's really where this trick would shine, is on a kids show, unless you're doing a stage show for families. But if it's an all-adult stage show, I would go with the root beer bottle one, because that's a little bit better than the crown one for adults. I got this as a Christmas present from the Magic Warehouse, though. Magic Warehouse is an online store in Owings Mills, Maryland, and very close to me, and they usually get my stuff here in about a day, so very cool. But that's where I got it from. And Lumos Magic says, is this like the Tipsy Turny bottles, and is it pricey? It's not too pricey. It's $45 for a set from the Magic Warehouse. So it's not going to be like a $20 trick like the appearing dice from Bag, but it's not going to be a $90 trick either, you know, like Stratosphere. So it's somewhat pricey, but not too much. And this is exactly like the Tipsy Turny bottles. It's the same principle. Well, I shouldn't say the same principle, but it's the same kind of effect. I don't know the secret to that because I don't have the bottle one, but it's the same kind of effect. But still a really cool trick. And All Magic Plus says, is it ready to perform right after the first performance? And is it good for kids shows? Yes, great for kids shows. And yes, it's ready to go right after the first performance. You get it ready, and once you're done, it's an instant reset. Now, notice that the crown I have on here is the kicker ending. There are two kicker endings. There is this one, which is the small crown. I'm going to move out of the way. Right back there on the Magic Shop set, that blue crown is the other kicker ending where you can have a color change at the end. So you say, oh, I know why the trick's not working. My crown is too small. And then you do the small red crown. Or you can do the color changer, that blue crown back there, and you can say, oh, mine's not working because it's a different color. So you can have a kicker ending. That, if you do one of the kicker endings, or actually if you do the blue crown kicker ending, that's ready to go. It's reset again. This one takes a little bit of setup, about 15 seconds to reset the small crown after you've shown it. So, you know, it is basically an instant reset trick. And Caleb Casper says, hey Bob, so I say this would only be good for kids shows. Right? Because it's similar to the martini bottles and the peanut butter and jelly trick. So my only question for this week are, would this only fit in a kid's show? Yes, it would, but also a stage show. If you do, like I said before for BX Shep TV's question, I said it would work if you do adult or a family stage show. It would fit there. But if you do all adult stage shows, then it's not going to be good for that because the martini bottles would be better. But I like using this for kids shows and family stage shows because I don't like using alcohol-related stuff. Even though the bottles are empty and you're not drinking anything on stage, it still says martini on it. And that's still an alcohol-related thing. So I just get kind of crazy like that for my kids shows. I don't want the kids. I never do the baffling bottles anymore. The multiplying bottles. I don't do that for kids shows. I did it once, and I was like, you know, the parents might be like, ooh, alcohol-related stuff and all that. So now I do, for my kids' shows, instead of the multiplying bottles, I do the Pringles potato chip can. All right, and that's going to do it for this week's Trick Questions. Thanks for all the great questions. And next week, we're going to talk about a classic of magic, the magician's insurance policy. A lot of magicians say they don't like using this in their routines because they just think it's stupid and it's not a very good piece of magic. But we're going to put that myth to rest when we talk about this trick. So make sure to leave your questions down below for the magician's insurance policy, and I'll see you next Thursday for an all-new Trick Questions. You know how to mix up cards? You say, you are not cards. You are not cards. The magic karate works. Whoops. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Of course, you get the 2 tubes, and you get a certain amount of bottles. Let me grab party. Adults love the trick too, don't get me wrong, but I think kids love it a little bit more than it looks. It looks like you're actually taking and shuffling the cards.